Hi, I'm Ayla, and I am not that kind of CEO. You won't find me in a fancy corner office, but rather in a quiet corner of my home. I followed a bold vision and built my life and business around it. That's how I ended up in France, where I'm raising two little girls, renovate our 500-year-old castle together with my husband, run a coaching business, and still have space to breathe. After a decade of helping women simplify their business to make room for what matters most, I created this show to help you do the same. Let's build your business around the life you love. Welcome to Not That Kind of CEO. Hello. Welcome back to Not That Kind of CEO. I hope you're doing great. We're in December 2025, to be precise. Like if you're listening to this years later, we're in December 2025. And I don't know about you, but I'm cold. It's so cold here in the castle already. And every year I sort of forget that I live in a medieval castle and that it gets really cold in the wintertime. And it surprises me. So I'm sitting here in my office, which is 15 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit because I'm not a math wizard, but it's cold. Let's just agree on that. If you hear me rub my hands or see me shiver, that's because it's cold. It's December. It's as it's supposed to be, I guess. Today, there is something I wanted to talk to you about, which is December related as well. Not a coincidence, because there's something I'm hearing from my clients this time of year. I coach mompreneurs with little children how to find a balance between running the business of their dreams and also being a loving mother and present wife and just a general nice person. And that's not often easy this time of year, there's a lot of external pressure because we're seeing all these people around us that have amazing results for the year and that are just, they have just pushed through something big on Black Friday, and you see them planning out their 2026. And something that I'm hearing my coaching clients say right now is if only I'd done this earlier this year, something along those lines. One of my clients has just relaunched something for the third time, and this time we gave her a bit of a different approach where we made her step into her future self beforehand, which is really cool because then you get to find out like what did you do? And she could answer that so clearly. And then she went back to our regular time and she did those things. Now her launch actually went that easy. And well, I'm just really happy for her. She said, if only I had done this earlier this year, then it wouldn't have been so XYZ. And then results would have come in faster. And then, making a whole scenario out of if only I had done this earlier this year. And that's something that's coming not from you, I think. If you're someone who's thinking stuff like that as well, there's a lot of external pressure that's pushing you to think like that because it's not just the people that you see around you. You're either your mentors and people that you look up to and your peers at the same time, but it's also the last few months of the year are so hectic. You have Thanksgiving, you have the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday conundrum. And then when that's over, decorating the house for Christmas, the kids will be home for the Christmas holidays. Maybe there's logistical planning involved if you're visiting family or they visit you. There's just a lot of things going on this time of year. So chances are that your system is feeling just a tiny bit fried right now. And that's fine and that's normal. But at the same time, you're feeling behind, you're feeling a bit frantic, you're feeling like you want to make the last month of the year count because it's still like the last month that I can save my numbers for this year because I said I wanted to have X amount of followers and I only have Y. So if I just add Z now, then this is the month that I can still make it happen. While at the same time, you're also making all the other stuff happen that's going on in your life. And I think that that's the actual problem is let's throw it in one more time. You're overstimulated from everything that's going on. You're fighting against your own rhythm. And I think that this is there is a friction here. This doesn't match up because you have the world, the external world, that's screaming at you to make it happen in the last month. Like, speed, do something now, save yourself, save your business. Plus, if you don't do it now, if you don't plan now, you should do more 2026. And if you don't plan it out now, you're already starting the year 3 steps behind. Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of urgency and yelling going on in the external world. And then you have your internal world that's just telling you, relax. It's it's December. It's Christmas cherry time. Enjoy your kids at home. Enjoy your holidays. Plus it's wintertime. And you're in the wintertime, your body wants to relax naturally anyway. So this doesn't match up with each other. The external world screaming you to go faster, and then your internal world just telling you to slow down. When you don't keep your head cool about this, it's it's gonna overheat your brain. If you're not conscious about this, then you'll keep feeling that friction of your inner world trying to slow you down and your external world trying to speed you up. If you're conscious about it, it's far more easy to just shut off what they're all saying to you on Instagram and YouTube. I fell into it the other day as well. I was looking on YouTube, and because I recently started the YouTube channel, I have been looking up a lot of videos about best practices, how to do thumbnails. And YouTube now knows I'm interested in YouTube. So it's pushing me all these YouTube and social media related videos. So now I see all these videos pass by me where they're saying Instagram and TikTok are dead in 2026 and the influencer is officially gone and now it's this. And oh, if you're not doing this now, then you'll be behind in 2026. Like, boo, I just started on YouTube. Give me a break here. I just let me figure it out on my own, don't start pushing me what I should do. And if I'm not conscious of it, I'll go and click them because they do have nice thumbnails and clickable titles. I do want to click those videos. But I know that if I do it, I'll just push myself in through this water rapids of just going, oh, there's so much I still need to do, oh, so much stress. And also, I need to also do this for the Christmas holidays, blah, 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 blah. If you recognize yourself in this situation, then I have 5 things for you today that you can do to, well, just get a grip, basically. Number 1, stop measuring. Stop measuring right now. What's done is done. You can tackle December by saying, oh my God, I only have 1 month to straighten all these results that I haven't gotten earlier this year. And what I just said about the followers, oh, I wanted 5,000. I only have 1,000. I should really get those 4,000 in December. And don't get me wrong, I do love a motivated person. If that's what you want to do, you go do that. You can still do it, absolutely. But if it's giving you tons of stress, then just go with it and say what's done is done. I will continue to show up as someone who wants to get 5,000 followers by the end of the year. But if you're starting to evaluate from your exhaustion, you'll get nowhere. The thing that will happen then is that you'll activate, I don't know if you activate your RAS because it's your reticular activating system. It's the thing where you see things through a certain lens. If you want to buy a blue Toyota, suddenly the roads are filled with blue Toyotas, and you're just sitting there thinking, were they always there, or did everyone just buy a blue Toyota? I don't know. That's your res. It makes you see things that you're thinking about, is what it boils down to. So if you are now coming from the mindset of, I should have done this, if only I had done that earlier, you'll be looking back at your year and saying, oh, I should really have worked harder in the summer holiday. Oh, if only I had launched a program in February as well instead of just in April. That's not productive. That's not bringing you anything except emphasizing the way you're already feeling about that you're not good enough. So stop measuring. That was number 1. I'll get back to it later because there's something in there that's like my Libra rising is screaming at me to not just stop measuring, but also do this. I'll get to this in a sec. Number two, drop the idea of being behind. And I'm putting behind in air quotes here. This time of year, there is a lot of urgency. As I already said, people want you to make December count. They want you to drop into the planning of 2026 right now, because otherwise you're being behind when the year starts and all your competitors will be in front of you and you'll be the last one. People are sharing their results. All these things can make you feel like you're behind. But we already established that your brain is just a tiny bit overloaded right now. With everything that's going on in December, in November, chances are your brain is overloaded. And what an overloaded brain loves to do is search for control. Anyway, to get back that control that you've somehow lost. And one of the things your brain loves to do to get control is try to finish things. It's very logical. You feel like you have 1,000 tabs open. So if you just close 500 tabs, that feels more calming already. Your brain loves to finish things. So everyone is now putting ideas in your head about you should do this, you're behind on this, you're behind on that. And your brain already is in that overload trying to finish stuff. Paradoxically, you probably are starting new things like a 2026 planning in order to make you feel like you've finished things. So if you could just drop the idea that you're behind, that would give your brain just a big exhale. You know what Gandalf said? He said, a wizard never arrives late nor early. I'm butchering this quote, but a wizard never arrives late nor early. He arrives precisely when he means to. And that is you too. I love to think that things happen for you, not to you. Everything happens in like divine timing. You could be feeling behind. You could also see that you've gone through a massive growth this year, and that in order for you to have arrived at this point, there were certain things that you had to do, there were certain things that you had to learn. And if you had pushed that launch, and if you had done this, and if you had done that, then that wouldn't have matched up with the growth that you're doing. That wouldn't have matched up with your divine timing. So instead of feeling behind, just feel that you're here right now where you are. And that is absolutely fine. The rest will come when it comes. It's, up to you. It's up to external things. Just show up in the best way that you can, and then things will happen for you in a way that they should. So just let go of feeling behind. You're not behind, you're precisely where you're meant to be. Number three, reflect. So, this is the one where I said, stop measuring, what's done is done. But there's something else, and that's reflect. Because you can say, oh, what's done is done. There's nothing to be done about it. That's true because it's in the past. There is one thing that you can do, and that is reflect on it. This will also help you a lot if you are not able to shut off the whole I'm feeling behind part of your brain, because it gives you something to do. It gives you actual task to finish, which is reflecting. Reflect on the past year. What did go right? What did go wrong? I'm saying wrong. What could have gone better would be the feedback appropriate term. Like, what could you have done better instead of what did you do wrong? There is one question that I love to use for everything. I use it when I'm planning goals. I use it when I'm reflecting on goals. I use it with my team if they're handing over something to me, doesn't matter what it is. How did you show up? Did you show up in the way that you would have shown up if you've already met the goal that you're trying to achieve? So I am trying to get 5,000 followers on Instagram. How did I show up? Did I show up as someone who already has 5,000 followers on Instagram? Or did I show up as someone who has 85 followers on Instagram and really wants to get to 5,000? Because those are two very different starting points. If you're already having the 5K followers, you're probably more consistent because you have an audience to show up to. They follow you because they expect something from you. They like, apparently they like your content, so they want more of that. You are probably showing up more in stories. You are more consistent in your posting. You have probably made it easier for yourself to consistently post. So there's probably a system in place. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten those 5,000 followers. You're probably better on camera because you have showed up more often already. How did you show up? Did you show up as the person who has those 5K or who's still at the starting point? And when you reflect and you reflect from that point of view, how did I show up? Things will look very different than when you are just looking at the numbers in a very dry way. Because do I already have the 5K followers? No. Okay. Failure, goal not met. Tant pis. We can't do anything about it anymore. What's done is done. Too bad. No. Okay. If you are looking at it from how did I show up? Okay, I don't have the 5K followers yet, but I did show up as someone who has, which means that if I continue showing up like this, achieving the goal will be inevitable because I'm already acting like someone who has the goal I want to achieve. So apparently, what I'm doing and the reality haven't lined up yet, but it will come. What can I improve? Is there something I can do even better? What does someone with that amount of followers actually do? Do more, do less, do differently? Perfect. Tweak that. Don't go at it from, and I know what, I didn't make it. It sucks. I just as well shouldn't have done it. So when you're reflecting on everything, it gives your brain something to shush about. And there's a lot less feeling behind. There's a lot less that the external urgency can touch you with because you're like, I'm actually on the right track, or I am not on the right track, but I'm improving this. So that gives your brain a bit of peace. Number 4. And we're back to wizards again. I don't know. I have a wizardy day today, apparently, because I was writing this down. Stop fighting. And I had to think about Harry Potter. Remember in the first Harry Potter book or movie, they have to go on a quest to find Professor Crinkle, who has Voldemort growing out of the back of his head, and they have to go through like a magical obstacle race. And the first one is that they drop into the hole and they land in the plants. There's a net of plants that they land in. And of course, Hermione, bright little witch that she is, immediately falls through the plants safely onto the floor. And she's like, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. But then there are Harry and Ron, and they are stuck in the plants and they're fighting them. And the harder they're fighting them, the harder the plants grabs them and tries to choke them. And Hermione is just standing there screaming at them, you have to let go, you have to relax. And of course, finally, they listen to her, like men should do more often to women. And then they fall through. The plants let go and they fall through the plants. This is what's happening for you as well. The harder you're trying to get ideas, get energy, get direction, like I'm trying to get this, the harder it will be. Clarity comes after regulation. If your brain is overloaded with everything, literally has no space to think, to breathe. If you stop fighting, the fog in your brain will lift that much easier. If you're trying to get through December by fighting it, you'll get nowhere. Well, you'll get to the end of December. Eventually, time will get you to the end of December, but will it go in a nice way or will it be a fight till the end with the plans that are trying to grab you? So if you're looking for clarity and calm and just more regulated state, then the best way to go about it is not try to force it in. Don't try to force clarity. Don't search for clarity. Invite it in by letting go, by just being more still and all the other 3 points that we just discussed as well. The last one I want to give to you today is something that, amongst the noise of everything, we tend to forget quite easily. And that's a question I want to leave you with today, something that you can reflect on when we've parted ways after this episode. And it's a very easy question, but the answer to it can be maybe not hard, but difficult to admit, maybe. What matters to me this season? Not me, as in, don't you go thinking about what matters for Isla. No, what matters for you, actually. What's the most important thing that you want out of this last month of the year? If it's your 5K followers, perfect. That's where your attention will be. If it's quiet time with the kids while they're at home for the holiday, then that's where it will be. But it's up to you, and it's not up to everyone else. It's not up to what your brain says it is, because your brain is lying to you. Your brain wants you to get things done and stuff. And I've talked about Annalise before. My inner voice, she's called Annalise. She's very annoying. She nags at me all day. She's the voice that says, "Oh, you really should be doing this, or you really should have done that." And it's really, are you going to relax over the Christmas holidays? But didn't you want to launch something in January? Like, should you be relaxing? Yes, Annalise, I should be relaxing because I actually want to consciously enjoy my kids enjoying Christmas. That's something that I really want. So you need to shut up, Annalise, and think about, what do I want for this last month. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, and I wish you a calm and happy and well thought out and regulated December. See you in the next episode. Bye bye. Thank you so much for listening to Not That Kind of CEO. If this episode gave you clarity, encouragement, or just even a moment to breathe, I'd love it if you left a review. It helps more women like you find this show, and that means the world to me. And if you're ready to build a business that fits your life, you know where to find me. See you in the next episode.